guys, this is the ABC group, and I am Ashante Gilliard.
And I'm Brittany Fantasy.
And tonight we're going to be presenting to you our version of the reunion show of EDM 310. Hi guys, welcome to the EDM 310 reunion special. I am your host, Ashante Gilliard, and tonight we're going to have a very special guest with us, Brittany Fantasy. She's an elementary school education major. She is going to join us tonight to share some of her tips about how to survive EDM 310 and some of her stories. Please welcome Brittany Fantasy. Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Alright, let's sit down here and have a chat. So I have a couple questions here for you that, a lot of people heard about the class and how much stress you have, and what do you have to say about it?
Oh my goodness. When I first took this class, I'm like, what in the world am I doing? Do I really want to become a teacher just to go through this class? But it got better. So I'm here today to say I survived and you can do it.
So guys, you can do it. You heard her say it, you can do it. Okay, so let me ask you a question, Brittany. What exactly is this class about? Like, what is the meat of EDM 310? What is this class about?
Alright, EDM 310 is a requirement for education majors, and it's basically a class to let us know that keyboarding is not computer literate. You have to know how to blog, create wikis, PLNs, personal learning networks, and basically it's a class that helps you in your education field to make the class more exciting for students and not boring, and to educate us on the technology that's out there to integrate in our classrooms.
Okay, that's a really good overview. That's a good answer. What will you take from EDM 310 with you that you have?
From when I first started taking EDM 310 and I'm looking at his syllabus and I'm like, oh my goodness, do we really have to do this in the classroom? But as I got to doing my assignments and researching, I found that I will be using majority of the things we learned in EDM 310. And in my classroom, I do want to do blogs. I want to integrate the uses that iPod and other tablets have to help my students.
Okay, that's a good answer. I really did enjoy the blogs as well. Do you think that the class is worth the effort in the end since you survived?
Yes, it is worth the effort, guys. Hang in there, you can do it. It is worth it because once you see all the technology that can help us, and when you were in school, I'm sure you were tired of sitting at the desk doing boring paperwork, worksheets. This class helps you and shows you how you can integrate different activities to your classroom without having the students bored and acting out, because we already know that once students get bored, you're going to be having problems with discipline.
Definitely. I can definitely relate to that. Bored kids and
yes, makes you want to pull your hair out.
I can definitely understand that. Okay. Do you think that you're more educationally literate with technology now that you have taken EDM 310 as opposed to before you took EDM 310?
Yes, I feel that I am more literate, but once you take this class, it doesn't stop. You have to keep learning. You have to keep experiencing. If you stop, then you're probably going to forget it. And after EDM 310, I've been still keeping up on my blog, still doing research on different ways I can integrate this technology into our classroom, because we are dealing with 21st century students. That paperwork, it doesn't get it anymore. You have to do the technology in the classroom, guys.
Well, that's very interesting, because we have a clip from when you were about to be on the verge of, a breakdown with EDM 310. So we're going to take a break and go look at that, guys.
Oh my goodness, I cannot. Hey girl, I cannot get these links to work. I've tried everything. It's just driving me crazy.
Well, break you was way to the last minute.
Yes, girl. This is due in like 30 minutes. I have got to get this done. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
I've been leaving a whole blog. Oh.
So, after seeing that video, what I have to say that you definitely look like you were on the verge of a breakdown, or you were going to drop the class. What exactly were you thinking in that moment?
Girl, you have no idea. That was towards the beginning of the class. When I first took the class, I was looking like, okay, 9 hours a week. No way, I'm gonna have to spend 9 hours a week. I'm a full-time parent. I'm a full-time job. I'm not spending 9 hours a week on this. So the first week, I'm like, okay, it's easy. I got this. The second week, okay, it's easy. I got this. The third week, when we started actually doing the technology, girl, I waited until Sunday evening about 9:30 to do all my assignments. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I could not get that link to work. I couldn't get anything to work. So yes, I was definitely on the bridge of just pulling all my hair out and just breaking down. But here I am today. I survived, guys. I survived.
So, a lesson from that story, don't wait until the last minute. Okay, so what was your favorite project? Like, what was the most fun thing that you did that you enjoyed the most?
I have two. The first one was Block Assignment 11, and that's where we were assigned to this teacher named Miss Cassidy from Canada, and she worked with elementary students, mainly first and second grade, and she had those students using blogs, wikis as early as first grade. And I have a son, and he's 1, and I'm thinking I would want him to go to that school if we were in Canada because they're getting the experience early. My son, he right now at the age of 1, he know how to turn on an iPad. He know how to select his favorite games, and I think that's very important. So that would be my favorite blog assignment. My favorite project would be, I would have to say the green screen is my favorite project because you always see all the action movies where they flip over and you're like, they cannot do that in real life. But with green screen, I understand how that can be made possible through movies. So I really enjoyed the green screen project.
Really? I thought that green screen project was cool too. It was also interesting that nowadays kids can, turn on iPads and work a computer. It's almost like it's genetic, like it's instinct. I thought that was cool.
That is very cool.
That was definitely cool. Okay, name one thing that all students need to know about EDM 310. One thing.
The most important thing is don't wait to the last minute. If you wait to the last minute, you will be kicking yourself in the butt every minute that you're trying to finish that assignment before 11:59. So guys, take advantage and don't wait to the last minute.
What should future students expect in EDM 310?
You should expect to have fun. It's a fun class, but you also have to stay on top of your checklist. Make sure you're on schedule. Don't wait to the last minute, guys. It is critical not to wait to the last minute. But in the process, have fun and learn new things that you can do in your classroom because we're teaching 21st century kids and they need the technology. Don't deprive the kids of the technology.
That's a good answer because we were already using technology, so we need to know how to teach other people. So
yes,
I definitely agree. So one of the things that I have been informed about EDM 310 is that you all have to critique each other each week. You're assigned to critique a student, one of your peers. So from my understanding is this is how he trained you all to critique your students in the classroom. How did you feel about this?
When I first started, I'm like, oh my goodness, I do not want to critique these students. They're in my class. I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. But Dr. Strange, he informed us that we're going to be teachers one day and we have to critique. I mean, if we're going to learn how to critique, then go ahead and learn it now so we can know how to critique our own students. So in the beginning, it was kind of rough. I'm being nice and I'm going through, I'm like, okay. But he deduct points off of your grade if you just say, okay. So with critiquing, you have to be nice. You have to say it in a nice way. You start off with a positive note, and then you go into how they can make it better. Because we're teachers, and you don't want your student in a class where the teacher does not properly critique her student, and the child come home crying like, Mom, she called me an idiot. She did this. So you have to know how to critique students correctly. So, yeah.
Well, that's a good tool to learn. That's really good, man. That's good, Dr. Strange. All right. What do you wish you had done differently?
Looking back, I wish I would have really had an open mind towards the beginning, because that really affected how I went through the rest of the semester. So I wish I would have had an open mind from the beginning, and then everything would have been smooth sailing instead of having an open mind towards the middle of this class. And if you have an open mind at the beginning, you can flow easily through the class instead of stressing out.
Well, those are all very good tips, Brittany. I would like to thank you for coming. And again, guys, this is Brittany Fennessy.
Hey guys, thank you.
All right. Well, Brittany definitely had some good tips for us tonight. Behind me, we have some final tips on surviving EDM 310 from fellow EDM 310ers that we interviewed. So let's take a look at that tonight. Let's see. One thing that we definitely have to tell you is that you need to take advantage of the lab and the lab assistant. Another thing is do not, I repeat, do not wait until the last minute on assignments. And Dr. Strange is definitely a stickler for editing, so you definitely need to edit. The last two things that we have are have an open mind and be positive throughout the semester, which is something that Brittany definitely stressed about. And to find out anything else that you need to know about EDM 310, you can visit the blog at edm310.blogspot.com. Thanks again, guys. That was Ashante Gilliard, and I was the host for the EDM 310 reunion special. Thanks again. See you next time.